Hello, John in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera, I'm going to show you how I cut Transitions XTRAactive with a back surface anti-glare for your new, where is it? It's on here somewhere. RayBan 2132, which is the new Wayfarer, color 875, which is the black beige, and the 55. It's not getting larger. I have not watered it. It is springtime. It is not growing. It is the 55 eye size. The 875 is the black beige. Of course, your Italian leather RayBan case. Your RayBan cleaning cloth and junk mail included, because you just don't get enough in your mailbox as it is. And of course, this is a sunglasses. It comes with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together while it is being shipped from Italy, and there's no way you can see that on there. Is there? Just put new batteries in the flashlight. I'm gonna have to charge you more, John, for the new batteries. But again, let's see if this picks up. This is the RayBan 2132 new Wayfarer, size 55 in the color 875. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. So this is how they come with glass, breakable heavy glass lenses. I'm going to take these out and I'm going to install a lightweight unbreakable bulletproof lens to go in here instead. So I'm going to take your frame, put it into the tracing element of my edger, and hit start. So a little stylus is going to pop up and it's going to go around and trace the inside of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left side. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. They're just disappointed in me. No, just kidding. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they are prescription or not. John's, yours are a prescription. That ship has sailed for you. So that is the shape of your lens, only magnified. I will minify it down to the actual size so you can see that green outline. Let me magnify it while I'm working on it. Your pupillary distance for your right eye and left eye are each 30, so I'm going to put 30 in here. Starts at 32.5. I'm going to hit this minus button. It's going to go down in 0.5 millimeter increments till we're at 30. I'm going to raise the optical center height up to 23. So 23.5. I overshot it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get your lenses prepped. We're going to come down here to my old trusty and dusty Marco 101 lensometer. We're going to put the axis. Whoop, hang on. I got to tighten everything up. Do the tighten up. Okay, no flopping around tonight. So your right eye power is -1 1/4, -50 at 168. I'm going to spin the axis wheel to 168. Let me actually make sure this is zeroed out. What I'm looking into is like the crosshairs of a scope. So put the power drum on -1 1/4. Take one of these lenses and hopefully it'll be this. It might be this one. It might be this one. Let's see. Where am I at? -150. Nope, I think that's the other lens. Okay. I had a 50-50 chance of getting it right. So -1 1/4. Put the power drum back down. Rotate it till the sphere power comes in clearly. Actually, hang on for a second. This is, let me rotate it this way. That's going to be the right lens. That's the right lens. It has been decentered already for us. So -1 1/4, and let me check your astigmatism correction of -50. Yeah, so this is the right lens. So let me go ahead and put 3 dots on here. Oh, this time it's the middle dot that didn't like. So let me put that on there. I can see that. Let me just put it over the light background. There we are, and this is the right lens. Let me do the same thing now for the left lens. -150, -1 at 12. So I'm going to spin the axis wheel. Let's see, 168. I was double checking that. We're going to put this one on 12. And I'll explain what all this means later after I've had a few drinks. Put the power drum on -150. Let's see if I can figure out what the left lens is. Rotate it until, let's see, yep, 150. The spherical power comes in clearly. Check the astigmatism correction. We're at 250. Yep, that looks good. See, normally the lenses come in paper packets, so I can tell which one is which. These were custom made because he got the Transitions XTRAactive. Why is it that middle dot not working tonight? Let me find another pen so I can tell a bad joke. Okay. Oh, you see this one coming, don't you? You see it coming. Okay, I'm going to mark this one left, and if you missed any of that, let me recap. Oh, you didn't see that one coming. You didn't see that coming. Okay, now I'll recap. Let me use this one. That one's better. L, 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 which is Latin for not right. Okay, we're going to come back down here, put the right lens up onto the platform. The left lens I'll put here. This is a block. I like to call him Jenny from the Block. I don't know why, because I've never seen that movie. My wife is a J-Lo fan, and she watched all of them. That one, Drew Barrymore. What else does she watch? That something, 1,000,005 wedding dresses. Which ones am I leaving out? But anyway, yeah, this is Jenny from the Block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting, so I need a double-sided adhesive sticker, of which I'm down to my last 2. If you ignore all these others, these are my last 2. So the black side is the sticky side. I'm gonna put the sticker onto the onto the block. Now this button on the back is a magnet. It's gonna do its job twice tonight. I will show you in just a moment. Let me put the other sticker on there. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Now I'm gonna line up that silver button with that silver button there, which is something magnetical. I don't know what the opposite of magnet is. Let's see, where are we at? Double check everything. 30, 30, 23, 30, 23. Right, the reason why I put those red dots on there, it tells me that everything is lined up. Oop, my sister's texting me. I'll just have to get her back later. It tells me everything is lined up perfectly and where it should be. So I'm going to put those 3 dots right there, get everything lined up. Put the center dot there, which is the optical center. Get those other 2 lined up perfectly. And then we're going to hit that button. The arm's going to come down and place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the left lens. Oops, I smeared it. Look at me. Let's come back down here. Got to be a perfectionist. You only get one chance when I'm shipping all over the world. Let's go ahead. Look, that center dot stayed because I used my other one. So we're still on 12, still on 150. We're going to put that in, find the optical center. Let's see if I can hit the bullseye twice in the same spot. Put the 3 dots on there. Look at that. Look at that. How about that? So now we're going to come back down here. Look at that marksmanship, that accuracy. Now again, same pupillary distance on this side, same optical center height. Get everything lined up. Well, let's get the block in there. Let's do that, shall we? Before I'm shooting blanks. Let's load the bullet into this cartridge. I'll explain that later on too, after I've had a few more drinks. And making sure everything is lined up. And we're going to hit that. Let's see. Is it lined up? Is it lined up? Sorry, just double checking everything. Yes, hit that button. The arm's going to come down and place the block onto the left lens. Now this is the edger. This is the blocker. This is my transitions box. This is my flashlight. I have a smaller one. I just can't find it. Okay, this is the edger. It costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out and buy their own. Put it on your kitchen counter, and then you can cut your own glasses at home. You won't need this guy bothering you anymore, cutting your own glasses, telling you bad jokes. Come up with your own bad jokes. But the actual cutting wheel is over here on the far right. I could have cleaned it a little better since I knew we were going to have company coming over looking at everything. But it's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper. This wheel in the middle is what's going to grind the V-shaped bevel onto your lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. I'm going to go ahead and place the lens into the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know this machine well enough to call it what? To call it Chuck. Alright, I know you guys have seen my videos. Hey, I'll take new jokes. You just have to submit them. I'm going to wake up the computer. That is the shape of the lens we'll be cutting. Now, I know from experience I'm going to start at a 1/4 millimeter small. That is 0.25 of a millimeter, because the 55 eye size, I'm wearing the 52. The 55 eye size has a deeper bevel. So I need to cut it down a little bit smaller. I know from experience these are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, Hindex plastic or Trivex, I would select that, but we're sticking with polycarbonate. I do not want to polish the edge of your lenses. I do not want to put a bevel on the front surface. The convex surface of your lens is all the kids are calling it these days. I'm only going to put a bevel on the rear concave surface of the lens, as all the geriatrics are calling it these days. I'm going to hit the green arrow, which is start in every language. The door closes, the clamp shuts, making a god-awful moan. And then the lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. You can see as it's going around tracing that shape. And then the old carpenter saying, measure twice, cut once, is measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the best cosmetic look possible with the least amount of edge thickness showing. Of course, in this frame with your prescription, you're not going to have any edge thickness. But I cut strong prescription lenses all day long, and that does come into play with the stronger prescriptions. Now, if you see light flickering in the background, that is water there to catch the optical sawdust as it comes off the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic and high-index plastic and Trivex cut wet. Now, for the last 20 seconds, optical debris will be washed away when water does spray onto the lens. Some of the debris that you can see going around on the edge of the lens now. Now, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. They are bulletproof of the .22 caliber and have both UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. Look. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes, unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that you have to reapply every couple hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun. This is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. So now the old check and balance system, it's double checking exactly where to place the bevel. If you notice, your lens is completely flat around the edges, just like a nickel. If I were to take it out now, it would stand up on the counter. But no, not anymore. Now it's going back onto the bevel wheel to get the V-shaped bevel. Now John, who likes to fish for redfish and speckled trout, John has proudly served his country in the Army and did 2 tours of duty in Iraq, which should prepare him. He saw enough carnage and mayhem and sheer terror that should prepare him for marriage life. Except he lucked up, and his girlfriend Julia, who is the love of his life and means everything to him, he does not have to see war anymore now that he is with Julia. Unlike me, it's a battle every time I go home at night. I feel like I'm a POW and I'm never going to be released. Come on, Judge, grant me a pardon. Okay, so a little wheel has come out. At the end of that wheel is a spinning wheel, a lever with a spinning wheel on it. That's what's putting the safety bevel on the rear back surface of the lens. Now John is also going to go over to Moscow to immerse himself in the language and the culture. He's doing the definitive research on borscht and everything you can do with borscht. I'm going to open this door with my mind. I'm going to open it with some borscht. But let me grab a paper towel and try everything off. John, I'm making this up, so don't hold me to it. He is to borscht what George Washington Carver was to the peanut. He's going to find a million uses for borscht. He's going to do borscht and scrambled eggs, borscht and grits. You know, I'd actually try that. I do love me some grits. From one southerner to another. Use my thumbnail, make sure all that debris is gone. I'm going to see if the lens fits into the frame, which I highly doubt, but we're going to see. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner first using my thumbs, press down the nose. Whoa! It fits. No one's more surprised than me. Flip that over to L. Put this in and we're going to hit start. Just like before, the door is going to close, the clamp is going to shut. And then the lens, again, going to be traced by the 2 white styluses, making sure it's large enough to fit into the frame. You can see as it's tracing the left side of the frame, following my finger there. And as always, measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel. So you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, and you have none in this frame. But let's see what else can I do with borscht. Hopefully you can do with the vodka over there, you can do a borscht vodka martini. I'd try one of those. I'd definitely try one of those. Now, he did serve 2 tours of duty overseas. I've done a little combat myself. I attacked a kamikaze. And it was tough. It was painful because they gave me free refills. It was the most painful morning of my life the next morning. Okay, so. You know, you are paying for this. Okay. Hey, can I offer you a peanut? Guess how many peanuts there are in this jar, and you can win this jar. You can see I have a peanut addiction. I go right through them. I do accept peanuts from everyone else out there, but I don't want miscellaneous peanuts when you mail them to me. Write down who they're from on a $100 bill and mail them to me to the address that's on the website. Now, as a southerner, Did my first one today. I put peanuts in my Coca-Cola, as we say. And everyone looks at me crazy when I do that, but that is old school, and that is on my Instagram page today. My first one of the year. They go hand in hand. So what you do, pour some peanuts in your right hand, make a funnel. You actually, after you open this, take one swallow so there's room. Make a funnel with your hand, with your left hand, pour the peanuts in, drink and enjoy and repeat. So, okay, back to work. Your prescription, let's see, turn it back to 168. 168. Check the power. Wait, I had a flashlight around here. Okay, let's check the power of your prescription. I'm getting minus 125, one tick mark away from 1, and exactly halfway between 1.5. 1 1/4. What do you know? Now you have 2 steps of astigmatism correction. Now you have 5 steps of farsighted correction. You are nearsighted. With your glasses off, you can see up close great, but you just can't see anything towards the end of that fishing rod. That's why you need to wear glasses to fish and to drive and all that other stuff. But, so, 5 steps of farsighted correction, 2 steps of astigmatism correction. Now there's a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. You have 1 curve on your eye, which you need 5 steps of correction this way. Astigmatism is a 2nd curve going this way. We're going to check that power, and we're getting minus 175, 1 tick mark away from 2. Remember high school algebra where you add these 2 like numbers together? Well, John, you probably do remember it. I don't. So I use today's terms. If someone had borrowed $1.25 and then they borrowed another 50 cents, they would owe me $1.75. 175 in the red. Now, astigmatism is what makes 6s and 8s look alike with the letters P and F. So it is a fine-tuned knob, but we're going to turn that knob to 168. Now, your left eye, you need 6 steps of correction for farsightedness, but you need twice as much astigmatism correction. You need 4 steps, and we're going to turn that knob to 12. Now, this last number, rather meaningless. These first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 1 to 180. However, this is rather unique. You would think that 12 and 168 are very far apart. They're actually relatively the same number. If you think of a straight line 0 to 180 with 90 being in the center, you're at 168. So we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 168, which, if the highest number is 180, you are 12 digits away from the 180 meridian, that flat horizon. Your left eye, you're at 12. Again, 12 digits away from the 180. Pretty cool number, huh? To be 12 digits away on both sides of the 180 meridian. You're like an F4U Voight Corsair. Was that it? That was my first remote control plane with the bent wings that were up. You are like that, John. The fishing Corsair. So why'd you go into the Army? You should have done Air Force or Navy. Actually, I think that was a Navy plane who was based on the aircraft carrier. Oh, you see that? That is some optical sawdust that was on your lens. I'm going to make sure it's all off your lens. I'm going to use my thumbnail to scrape it all off. And once it's all off your lens and on the counter, I carefully, neatly collect it into one pile, and then I wipe it on the floor. Oh, did I mention I'm getting paid to do this? Okay, so let's tuck the left lens in at the outside corner. Let's see if this fits. Tuck it in, and oh snap! It snapped right in. Here's my de-blocker, my de-greaser, my de-everything. De-nice. Okay, you want? I can leave that on there when I mail it to you, so you know it's the real thing. Okay, all right, let's not. All right, so back to the other 12, the un-168 12. Spin that over there, put it in, check the power, and I am getting minus 150, exactly halfway between 1 and 2. That's exactly where you find 1.5. You have 4 steps of astigmatism correction, and we end up at minus 250, exactly halfway between 2 and 3. Man, the kid is good. Must have been all those peanuts he ate, and a little bit of Coca-Cola. Now, everyone always wants to know why in the South. My own theory is that when you take a break, when you're farming, you have a drink in one hand and your snack in the other. But if you pour your snack into your drink, you can still ride the tractor and get all your work done and still look back over your shoulder at make sure you're plowing the rows right. That's my theory. And anyone who has a better idea, write it down on a $100 bill. Figure this out. Write your answer down on a $100 bill, and then tell me what you think the reason why people put peanuts in Cokes. And then you can recap. Oh! All right, let me put this back up. My wife wants a new pair of shoes. Okay, where was that? PD of 30. for each eye for a total of 60. I'm gonna put the back of the card up, place the PD stick against my thumb, and on your right lens, when we hold it up to the left lens, we're getting 60 millimeters. So that is cut perfectly. I want to check the optical center height, because I know from experience what that should be in this frame. We are good to go there. Now, this is the point. Let me use this one. Where'd that one come from anyway? Oh, I used it earlier. Okay, I'm recycling. I used it to clean some bugs off my windshield. I don't want to throw it away just yet. So, when you get these in the mail, and of course free shipping anywhere in the United States, Mississippi does get free shipping, Moscow, not so much. So, clean everything off. This is what your lenses look like clear. In fact, let me give them one final cleaning. Now, this is the premium, super premium microfiber cleaning cloth that I will provide. Not only do I provide instructions on how to care for your eyeglass lenses and frames so they last you for years, but I will be providing you with instructions on how to care for your RayBan cleaning cloth and for my cleaning cloth that everyone likes over the RayBan one. Everyone thinks, because I pay a lot for these, RayBan not so much, but instructions on how to care for these so they too will last you for years. Now, you also have a back surface anti-glare coating. I put it on the back surface for the Transitions XTRAactive so they will turn to their darkest potential. And let's go ahead and get these activated. Now, the Transitions XTRAactive, let me hold them over a piece of white paper. You can see how they're a little bit darker on the inside. Mine are just the regular Transitions. So Transitions XTRAactive do get darker on the outside, but they do retain just a slight more tint on the inside. Oh, I forgot to... Oh yeah, by the way, when you get these in the mail, I'm getting ahead of myself. There's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That is because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first, also known as the 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set it on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off, I set them on the counter. They wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. Now, we are wearing the same model frame, the RayBan 2132 new Wayfarer. I'm wearing the size 52 in my right hand. He's wearing the 55. He's got color 875, which is black beige. This frame does come in about 15 colors. I'm wearing color 789, which is the punchline to my favorite joke. Why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. No, you really want to know why 6 is afraid of 7? Because 7 is a registered 6 offender. No, okay. All right, I'm keeping this rated PG. I'm keep going. Put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing, yo. Flip these over, press down. There is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly. And they do, and they're not askew like that. Check the tension on each hinge. That is standard. So now this is what your lenses look like indoors clear. I'm going to go ahead and activate them to a strong burst of ultraviolet light in my Transitions Adaptive Lenses box, which again just has a strong UV light in there. But as you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for all transition lenses to darken. It takes a little bit longer when you come back inside, 45 seconds to a minute 15 to return back to virtually clear. Now this is important, John. Pay attention. All transition lenses will get dark on day 1. Give them 2 weeks of exposure to the sun. They're going to continue to darken every day for the first couple weeks until they reach their final potential. After that, they will work for years with maximum performance. The only time they won't work is if you're behind the windshield of a car. Your windshield absorbs all the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays, so your upholstery doesn't rot or your dashboard doesn't crack from sitting in the sun all day. That's why they won't turn dark in a car. Now, if you have a convertible or a motorcycle, they will darken, or as soon as you step out of the car. Again, these are the XTRAactive, so they're going to keep getting darker and darker. Come on, John, we talked about that. Don't you remember? Pay attention. Stay with John. Stay with me. Don't drift on me now, buddy. Don't save. I got to save you. I got to save you. We're in the same foxhole. So, if anyone has any questions, like why am I so caffeinated? I have no good answer for that. But if anyone has any questions about glasses, email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com or simply click the Contact Me button on the website. John in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, who is going over to Moscow to immerse himself in the language and the culture. I hope you enjoyed watching. You can't see that. That's why you need glasses. Now, if you had my glasses on, you could see that. Actually, there's no way you could see that while you had my glasses on. Whoever idea it was to put white print on a beige frame, they should be fired. I tell you what, But anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut Transitions XTRAactive gray with a back surface Crizal coating. You can see the green. The anti-glare coating eliminates glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain. But street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights. It's also a reflection-free lens. So have a great time in Moscow. I am providing you with a selfie request to have your picture on the website. I have one picture that I need to upload. There's a professor from here in Duke University, my hometown of Durham, North Carolina, who was over at Red Square, and she has the brown-blue version of these that she was wearing. I would love to have your picture from Red Square to put on the website, and hopefully everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.